Replaceable. That's what my girlfriend said when she packed her bags. The apartment smelled like her vanilla perfume and broken promises. I could hear her keys jingling as she grabbed them from the counter. My heart was racing. My hands were shaking. I watched her load the last box into her car, smoothed my wrinkled t-shirt, and chose silence. No begging, no tears. I stood there and watched her drive away into the California sunset. 3 months later, the doorbell rang and a familiar voice cut through my new peace. Here's what happened next. The California sun was brutal that afternoon, the kind that burns everything clean. My girlfriend Maya had chosen our second anniversary to end things, the kind of timing that leaves scars in calendar squares. The living room we decorated together now looked like a crime scene. Half-empty shelves and picture frames turned face down. Every corner held a memory she was erasing. Mine apparently didn't matter enough to keep. I'd driven home early from work, planning to surprise her with dinner reservations. Instead, I found suitcases by the door and her rehearsed speech about needing space. That was all I ever was to her, apparently. A placeholder, a convenience. Something to fill time until something better came along. Don't make this harder than it needs to be. Don't act like this is permanent. Don't pretend you didn't see this coming. Growing up, we were the couple everyone envied, the high school sweethearts who made it work. Maya had ambition and connections. I had loyalty and hope. She'd dream out loud, and I'd listen. I'd plan our future, and she'd change the subject. Friends said I was the romantic one. Family said I was devoted. Both meant the same thing. Blind was convenient. The last time we talked about forever was New Year's Eve 6 months ago. I remember the apartment smelling like champagne and possibility. Maya was scrolling through job postings in New York, and for once, she included me in her plans. I asked if she could see us there together, building something real. Instead of answering, she showed me her phone. A text thread I wasn't supposed to see. Messages with her coworker Derek, talking about opportunities, about fresh starts, about leaving dead weight behind. When I asked what dead weight meant, Maya smiled like it was obvious. You know I can't stay here forever, Jake. Some people are meant for bigger things. That night, I learned there are two kinds of love, being cherished and being convenient. I thought about those messages as I watched her load her car, my chest tight with recognition. Through the window, I saw her checking her reflection in the rearview mirror. Hair perfect, makeup untouched, like she was heading to something instead of leaving it behind. She looked back once, saw me watching, and waved like we were neighbors she barely knew. The landlord had already called asking about the lease renewal. "You're staying solo?" he asked. "Yeah." His sympathetic tone made it worse when he mentioned the deposit return. "You sure you can handle this place alone?" I laughed, waiting for my own certainty. It never came. Solo living, next to my own ghosts. I followed his advice toward the smaller one-bedroom down the hall. From there, I could see the entire courtyard, every sunset, every possibility. But there was space between what was and what could be, literal and otherwise. I kept her spare key on the counter, a small silver reminder I couldn't bring myself to throw away, and stared at the empty closet. Inside my head, Maya was packing her last sweater. Derek waiting outside. Outside, I sat with the silence and told myself the same lie I'd believed for years. It's temporary. She'll realize what she lost. But the truth was settling into my bones, quiet and permanent. Maybe she would realize. But that didn't mean I had to be there when she did. I tried to rebuild like always, but the apartment wasn't quiet. Delivery trucks came and went, neighbors laughing in the hallway. Every time footsteps passed my door, I caught myself hoping. Hoping for her voice, for her key in the lock, for my mother's prediction that she'd come crawling back like they always do. Then the certainty shifted. I looked up one evening and realized I hadn't checked her social media in days. The ache in my chest had dulled to something manageable. I was cooking dinner for one and actually enjoying the silence. 3 months had passed without me counting. That's when she came back. She stood in my doorway, suitcase in one hand, tears threatening to fall, like rain before a storm. She looked the same but smaller, her confidence cracked around the edges. Two versions of her, one who'd left victorious, one who'd returned desperate. "I made a mistake," she said, voice shaking. "Derek wasn't what I thought he'd be." I blinked. What's that supposed to mean? She stepped closer, that familiar perfume mixing with desperation. "I need you back, Jake. I need us back." Replaceable. The word came out softer than I'd intended, like an echo I'd been hearing for months. For a second, She said nothing. Her eyes went wide, the kind of shock that comes from hearing your own cruelty reflected back. Behind her, a taxi was running, meters still going. The driver was checking his watch. She didn't move. She wanted me to cave, to forgive, to prove her power still worked. I didn't. I just looked at her long enough for her tears to start falling. You know, I said quietly, there was always room for both your dreams and mine. You're the one who decided there wasn't. Her face crumpled. Please, Jake. I was scared. I thought I wanted something bigger, but I just want you. I let out a small laugh, the kind that sounds like air escaping from healing. You had me for 3 years. What exactly are you missing now? For a moment, the mask slipped completely. I saw pure panic, the fear of someone who'd gambled everything and lost. Then she straightened, trying to find her old charm. We were good together. You know, we were perfect. Perfect. The word hit differently now. I pictured those text messages again. Every plan that didn't include me. Every future I wasn't part of. I wasn't perfect, I said. I was convenient. There's a difference. She reached for my hand. That's not true. I love you. I've always loved you. Love doesn't call people replaceable, I said. Love doesn't pack bags on anniversaries. She started crying harder, the kind of tears that used to make me surrender everything. But this time, they didn't feel like my responsibility. They felt like consequences. When the taxi honked, I picked up her spare key from the counter. The key she'd left behind like everything else that connected us. I traced the metal once, then held it out to her. You forgot this when you left. If she wanted to stay, fine. But she wasn't staying here. Not anymore. For a while, she just stood there, fingers trembling around the key, searching my face for cracks in my resolve. It was supposed to be her triumphant return, a perfect reconciliation. I imagined Derek probably didn't work out. The job probably fell through. The bigger life probably felt smaller than expected, but consequences have weight. I stayed calm in the doorway. My reflection caught in the hallway mirror, still composed. Maybe even stronger if you looked closely. In her hand, the key felt heavier than it should. She had given it back carelessly months ago, tossing it like everything we'd built. It wasn't just metal. It was proof that some doors, once closed, don't open again. 3 weeks earlier, I'd run into her sister at the grocery store. A casual conversation turned into revelation. Maya had been struggling in New York, calling home crying about how different everything was. She keeps asking about you, her sister had said, but quietly, wondering if you're seeing someone new. She'd paused. Derek left her for his ex-girlfriend after 2 months. I hadn't planned to use that information until she showed up at my door. Before closing it, I looked at her one more time, really looked. The designer bag was the same, but her confidence was threadbare. Dark circles under carefully applied concealer. The same hands that had packed her life away now shook with uncertainty. Jake, please. I know I hurt you, but the hurt isn't the problem, I said quietly. It's that you meant to. I stepped back, checked my reflection one last time, and started closing the door. My heart wasn't racing anymore. It was steady, calm in a way that felt like coming home. Goodbye, Maya. The California evening hit me with a rush of warm air. The courtyard shimmered under the security lights, a mirror I finally recognized. I could hear the faint echo of her footsteps on the stairs, growing distant. The taxi door slammed. The engine faded. For the first time in years, I didn't feel like someone's backup plan. I didn't feel replaceable. I reached my kitchen, the soft hum of the refrigerator like punctuation. No dramatic speech, no second chances, just the quiet satisfaction of a boundary held. As I made dinner for one, I looked back once at the door she'd stood behind, the threshold she'd crossed too late, and whispered to myself, some people show you who they are. Believe them. Inside my head, hope still whispered what-ifs. A saxophone played softly from a neighbor's apartment. The city hummed. The space around me felt larger, not empty, but full of possibility I'd forgotten existed. From my window, the courtyard looked peaceful, settled, real. Then the certainty settled too. It happened near my phone. A message had appeared while I was cooking, the notification lighting up my screen. Someone had tagged me in a photo from 3 months ago, back when I still believed in forever. I touched the screen and saw us, Maya and me at that New Year's party, her arm around my waist, but her eyes already somewhere else. The comments had started. You guys were so perfect. What happened? I thought you'd get married. She had posted something too. A caption that made my chest tight. Sometimes you don't know what you had until it's gone. Missing my person. The phones didn't stop buzzing after that. They just multiplied. Friends screenshot her posts, sharing them like evidence. Messages started flooding in. Did you see this? She's posting about you. Are you getting back together? My finger hovered over her contact. Her name was still there, filed under M like a memory I couldn't delete. The profile picture hadn't changed. Still us, still that New Year's smile, still that lie about forever. I read her post again. Missing my person. The words that would have shattered me 3 months ago now felt like manipulation wrapped in sentiment. Because I wasn't her person, I was her safety net. There's a difference. Someone knocked on my door again. Softer this time, like an apology. When I opened it, Maya stood there without the suitcase, just her phone in her hand and desperation in her eyes. You saw it, didn't you? She said. My post. I nodded. I saw it. I meant every word. I miss you. I miss us. The hallway felt smaller than it had hours ago. Other doors had opened, neighbors listening to the drama they'd probably been expecting. Maya's voice carried, intentionally or not. I know I don't deserve another chance, she continued, but I'm not the same person who left. I believed that. She wasn't the same person. She was more desperate, more afraid, more aware of what she'd lost. But I wasn't the same person either. I was less willing to settle, less afraid of being alone, less convinced that love meant accepting crumbs. You're not, I agreed. And neither am I. Her face lit up like she'd found hope in my words. So we can start over? We can be better. I shook my head slowly. Maya, you called me replaceable. That doesn't get undone with a social media post. I was scared, she whispered. People say things when they're scared. Scared people run away, I said. Cruel people make sure it hurts. That was when the understanding hit her. Not loud at first, more like air leaving her body too slowly. Maya stepped back, her phone slipping in her grip. You're really not going to take me back? I didn't answer right away. Behind her, the hallway stretched toward the stairs, toward the exit, toward whatever came next for both of us. The same path she'd taken months ago, confident and careless. Now she was taking it again, but everything had changed. No, I said finally. I'm not. Every neighbor had retreated now. The drama was over, settled. A child's voice drifted from somewhere, asking about dinner. Normal life resuming around the wreckage of ours. Maya's perfect return was dissolving, and she couldn't hold it together anymore. She looked at her phone, at the post that hadn't worked, at the narrative she couldn't control. You'll regret this, she said, voice cracking. When you're alone and realize what you gave up. I smiled, the first real smile I'd felt in months. Maybe, but I'd rather be alone than be someone's backup plan. She stared at me like I was speaking a foreign language. For 3 years, I'd been the one afraid of losing her. The reversal was too much. This isn't how this was supposed to go, she said. No, I agreed. It was supposed to go like this months ago. She left without another word. No slammed doors, no final insults. Just the quiet acceptance that some chances don't come twice. I watched from my window as she got into a different car this time, an Uber instead of a taxi. Even her exit was smaller now. By the time the engine faded, my apartment felt bigger than it had in years. The silence wasn't empty anymore. It was clean, purposeful mine. I deleted her contact, removed the photos from my phone, and cleared the last evidence that I'd ever been anyone's consolation prize. Outside, the city hummed with possibility. Inside, I finally felt free. The next morning, I woke up without checking my phone first. The habit I'd built around hoping for her messages was finally broken. Coffee tasted better when you weren't waiting for someone else to validate the day. The newspaper had an article about new hiking trails in Big Sur. I circled 3 of them. A text came in from my sister. Heard Maya came by. You okay? I typed back. Better than okay. I'm free. She responded with a heart emoji and proud of you. For the first time in years, I was proud of me too. I'd learned that walking away isn't giving up. It's choosing yourself. Maya could keep her social media posts, her regrets, her version of what we could have been. I had something better. I had my dignity, my peace, and the knowledge that I'd never again settle for being someone's second choice. They thought I'd always be there, waiting for their approval. But I don't wait anymore. I don't beg for love from people who treated it like currency. I build my own life now. If you've ever been called replaceable by someone who was supposed to love you, know this. Walking away isn't weakness. It's the beginning of knowing your worth. Tell me, have you ever had to choose yourself over someone who took you for granted?